So for me, I didn't come from money
Yeah.
at all. We were in Indianapolis. I grew up there. My mom was a bartender,
Aw.
and I grew up in a bar.
Yeah.
She worked it was called the White River Yacht Club. It's still
Aw.
there today, and it's a membership-based thing, but, I grew up at a bar, and
Mm.
so my babysitters were the members. They would take me out on their pontoon boats
Stop,
or,
that's cute.
I would just go play in the boats that were in storage because there was probably, like, I don't know, 10 acres there.
Yeah.
And then I lived on bar food. I would go and make my little Shirley Temples before the bar would open,
Mhm.
and it was just so normal back then.
Mhm.
So normal. And I had a few friends that were gang members. I actually remember this very vividly. I told my dad this a couple weekends ago. He had no idea.
Mhm.
But, they during the winter, they pull up all the docks.
Yeah.
And me and my friends, because there were other little bar rats that lived there because their parents were alcoholics and they were there every day.
Yeah.
Mine just worked there. And so there were these docks back there, and there were people. This was not a good neighborhood.
No.
This is not a good neighborhood. It's Ravenswood, Indiana. If you want to look it up,
I'm
you'll
gonna look
see.
it up after this.
You will see. There's like a little bitty bait shop and like just crackheads everywhere. Like
Mm.
it's not a good neighborhood. And so there was a fence from the property of where my mom worked in this neighborhood. And these two boys would always come over and we'd just like jump on the docks and play around. And one day, they shoved me down in between the docks. I mean, down in between the docks. And I was like, what the heck happened? Like, why would you do that? And they're like, don't move. Don't
Yeah.
say a word. And I was like, what is going on? And then you see like these 7 or 8 like younger boys come out of the woods and they came and got me. And I was like, what was all that? And they were like, that's the gang that we're a part of. If they would have known that we were talking to you and you weren't part of the gang, like they would have either killed you or you would have had to go and kill someone to be in this gang. And
Oh
I was
my
like, what?
god.
Probably like 8 or 9. I would walk there, and sometimes on my way,
Mhm.
walking from our house to where my mom worked,
And your mom was working when this was happening, right?
there were gangs and there were bullies. So they all like beat me up. And I remember it was so bad. And from that moment, I was like, that will never happen again.
Yeah.
It just, it's crazy because there's moments in your life where it's like, that'll never happen again.
Yeah.
That'll never happen again. And then you become the person in order to have that never happen again.